I can't even believe it. Like seriously, looking at this palette. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited about today's video because I'm going to be testing out a new collection. I recently went to LA to celebrate the launch of this collection. My friend Jkissa, you guys, she is one of my favorite people that I've ever met, ever. She collaborated with E.l.f. and made such a gorgeous collection. They handed out these PR kits on our way out of the party, and I'm just really excited to play around with it. You guys know I love affordable makeup, so this is perfect for my channel, and here is the collection. We're just gonna get right into it. So these are the products that Jkissa made with E.l.f. and I'm so excited. This eyeshadow palette looks so beautiful. There's a gorgeous kind of rusty colored mascara and also a blue eyeliner. Look at the inside of the lid also. This is Jkissa's eyes, and she did her own makeup for the shoot. Isn't that stunning? It's so beautiful. I'm so incredibly proud of her for this collaboration. Since we're playing with E.l.f. products, everything else I'm going to use today is going to be affordable. So here's the before and after so you guys can see exactly the look that we're going to be creating today. I'm excited to dip into this palette because I feel like it has some really wearable brown neutral colors, but then there's also such fun, bold, bright ones. I actually have not put this on my eyes, even though you can see I've swatched it. I couldn't help myself. So there are 7 shades in this eyeshadow palette, and I'll definitely chat a little bit more about these as we go. I'm super excited to try out this mascara. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to wear it on the top and bottom lashes today, just depending on the look I end up going with, and then also this blue eyeliner. So let's get right into the makeup look. We're going to start with the eyes today so that we can try out the eyeshadow palette first and foremost. I'm going to go ahead and prep the eyelid using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This is in the shade Light Ivory. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to the eyelids, and I'm just going to take a domed buffing brush to blend that out all over the lid. Then I'm going to take a little bit of this powder. This is the L'Oreal Hydra Perfect powder. It's been a while since I've used this. I just found it in my things, and I remember really liking this, so we're going to use it today. I'm just going to take a little bit of that and just pat it all over the lid to lock everything in place so that the eyelids are nice and prepped for eyeshadows. All right, let's go for it. We're going to dip into the E.l.f. and Jkissa eyeshadow palette. It has a really nice mirror in it as well as a dual-ended brush, which I think is a really nice touch. I'm going to start by dipping into this shade right here called BFF, and let's try out the brush in this palette since it's here. I'm just going to tap off the extra, and I'm just going to start to work this in the crease and a little bit above as our transition shade. Immediately I'm noticing the shadows are really pigmented. I really love E.l.f.'s pressed shadow formula. I think they're some of the best at the drugstore, so if they're anything like the other shadow palettes that I own, I already know this is going to be a really nice formula. So I'm just going to continue to buff this out. As the brush gets less product on it, I'm just kind of buffing it more toward the inner portion of the brow here and blending it out toward the end of the brow. Speaking of brows, I already filled in my brows, as you can tell, and I used the CoverGirl Microfine and Define brow pencil in the shade Honey Brown. It's one of my favorite brow pencils from the drugstore. It would be absolutely perfect if it lasted a little bit longer, but I love everything else about it. I'm in the mood to play with purple, so I'm going to go into this shade right here called Danger, and I'm just going to start right in the center of the lid, close to the lash line, and I'm just going to start to press this and then build it up toward the crease to meet that first shade that we applied. But I want this one to be kind of our all over lid color. Jkissa pulls off color so well. She always has the most beautiful eyeshadow looks every single time I see her. So I'm hoping to channel my inner Jkissa here and try to create something half as decent as what she wears, but we're gonna do our best. Guys, I've missed you so much. I know like my upload schedule has been the same, but I pre-filmed a couple videos before going to LA earlier this week, and so this is the first time I've been able to sit back down and film, and I've just missed you all so much. How are you doing? Let me know in the comments. This purple is building up on the lid really, really nicely. One thing that I kind of love already about this palette, even though I haven't tried every single shade yet, is I feel like obviously there's really bold, fun colors, but first of all, they're really buildable, and they're not so bold to where it's extremely intimidating. I still feel like even if you're not familiar with color or not as familiar with color like I am kind of, like it's not honestly something that is always in my comfort zone. I do try to play with more color and I have really enjoyed it recently, but my comfort zone is like neutral eyeshadows. So this pushes me out of my comfort zone, and it's also something that I feel like is so wearable. Like you don't have to build it up to make it super bold like I am right now. You could seriously do a really nice light wash of color, and that would be a really great place place to start if you're somebody who's not as familiar with colors, I guess. But I'm really loving this. I feel like it makes this eye really, really stand out because this one's like the one that's all blue. If you guys haven't noticed, I do have 2 different colors in this eye, so sometimes eyeshadows look different on either eye, but I'm loving how that purple color is making my all blue eye pop. Next, I'm gonna hop into this shade right here called My Moon, and I just want a little bit of dimension on this outer portion of the eye. So that's where I'm gonna focus this color. It's just right here on this outer corner, kind of buffing it into the outer portion of the crease. Also, before I forget, this eyeshadow palette retails for $12. I will have all the pricing and everything linked down below. It's available at Ulta, which I think is so exciting, and it's also available on the E.l.f. website. So again, everything will be linked down below if you guys are interested in this collection. So far, I'm loving how this look is turning out. I already knew I wanted to use this in the inner corner today, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start to pop this in the inner corner. Obviously, I know we haven't done the lower lash line yet, but I just wanna kind of get a feel for where I want to apply this. So I'm putting it right here in the inner corner. I'm also gonna drag it up a little bit, just right here. Just so when I turn my head, there's a little bit of an iridescence in that area. I feel like it makes it a little bit more exciting. Okay, she did such a good job at choosing colors that just naturally go together, because if I had a large palette, or say I owned colors like this in separate palettes, I would never think to put them together. But I'm loving how all these colors are starting to look together. They're so fun. I'm gonna mix a little bit of this big highlighter shade. It's called 23. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of that right in the inner corner, mixed in with the Sway shade, just to make it slightly brighter in that inner corner. I'm just adding a little bit more of the shade My Moon on this outer portion here, and I'm blending it up a little bit higher than where I had it before. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take a makeup wipe to clean up any fallout underneath the eyes. There actually was not very much fallout at all. But since we were doing a colorful eye, I always go with the eyes first, especially when I haven't tried out an eyeshadow palette before, just because it really helps the rest of your makeup end up looking way more seamless because it won't ruin your foundation underneath. So if I know I'm doing a bold eye, no matter what palette it is, even if I am familiar with it, I always start with the eyes. So I'm just cleaning up the under eye area, and then after I've kind of cleaned up the edge, I'm taking my finger and I'm just lightly pressing it along the line just to blend that into my skin a little bit more. I'm very happy with how this is looking right now. It's so pretty. Okay, I was gonna apply mascara, but let's do the complexion because I'm not quite sure how I wanna like finish up the eye look yet. So let's jump into the face. I'm gonna go into the Neutrogena Prep and Correct Tone Correcting Primer. This is a really nice kind of light peach correcting primer. You know how there's like color correcting products that are green and purple and sometimes red, and they just kind of help color correct any blemishes and things like that? This peach tone primer just kind of evens out my skin tone, I've noticed. I've really been enjoying it. And if you're somebody who maybe doesn't wear a lot of foundation or something like that, but maybe you want a little bit more of an even skin tone, this would be a really good product to try out, because I feel like sometimes if you use like a redness correcting primer, which is green, if you don't blend it out properly, or you add too much, or you don't wear foundation on top, I feel like it can kind of give your skin a little bit of a green hue. So that's why I've been reaching for this one. I still feel like it cancels out a lot of my redness, but there's not actually like a visible color to it. For foundation today, I thought I would use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. It's been a while. This is in the shade Soft Ivory. I'm just gonna kind of dot that everywhere. And I'm gonna blend it out with the Morphe M439 brush. I'm just gonna buff that all over the skin until it's nice and blended out. And then once the product is pretty much evenly distributed all over the skin, I always go in with a sponge right after. And I like to use this to press in the foundation a little bit more. I feel like this shade is just a tad bit too light for me, but we can always warm it up with bronzer later, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm gonna make sure to blend it down the neck though, so it looks nice and seamless. Next, I'm going into the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. We're gonna go ahead and conceal the under eye area with this. And we'll do a little bit down the center of the face too. And I'm just gonna blend that out with the same exact sponge that we were just using. This one is from Thrive Cosmetics. It's my favorite sponge ever. And I'm being careful not to stamp the sponge right over all of our hard work, but I am blending out the concealer all the way out to the edge there and on the front of the cheek. But just be careful if you've done your eyeshadow first. All right, we're gonna set the face with that same L'Oreal powder that we used on the eyelids. I'm gonna use a smaller brush first just to kind of press the powder underneath the eyes and lock in the concealer there. This is the Sigma F64 Soft Blend Concealer Brush. And then once I feel like I've got enough powder underneath the eyes, I'm just gonna kind of dust that away and then set the rest of the face with the remaining powder. This has a really intense scent to it. I feel like that may be why I kind of stopped using it. I'm not the biggest fan of like super intense scents, especially when it's like a rose kind of powdery scent, which this has. Not my favorite, but I do remember really liking the formula of this powder, and so far I'm liking it again, so we're just gonna go with it. All right, next we're going into the e.l.f. and Jkissa eyeliner. This is a really cool blue. I don't know if I'm gonna put it in my waterline yet, but I do know that I wanted to smudge it along the lashes here, so I'm just gonna start by applying a little bit of this along the lashes, and I'm gonna do one eye at a time so that I can buff it out. I'm just gonna take a flat brush and I'm going to buff this out along the entire lower lash line. Wow, that is such a cool color. I'm really buffing it out pretty low on this outer portion here, and then it gets a little bit thinner as we move in toward the inner corner. I'm gonna take this gorgeous green shade right here called Alien, and I'm going to apply this kind of in the inner portion of the eye, right over top of where we just applied the eyeliner, and I'm loving that gradient that it's creating. I'm gonna leave the blue on the outer edge though, because I love how that looks. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm loving how this look is turning out. Let's do the same thing on this eye so it all looks the same. I'm gonna take the purple iridescent shade called Sway, and I'm just gonna kind of connect that to this inner corner here, to the green, I guess. That's kind of going this way. Do you guys know what I'm trying to say? And then I'm gonna add a little bit more of that champagne shade called 23 right on top in this inner corner, just to kind of intensify that again. I'm taking what's left on the brush that we used for that top crease with the BFF shade, and I'm just going right underneath the blue here and then dragging it underneath the green as well. I don't want too much, I just want something there so that it kind of flows into the skin from the blue and green, if that makes sense. A transition shade, I guess, is what we're trying to create here. I want more of that blue eyeliner, so I'm just taking it and I'm adding a little bit across the top lash line, just on that like outer third though, so that we have blue on the outer corners of the eye, if that makes sense. And then I'm just running right over that with the red shade called My Moon, just to kind of set it and deepen it a little bit so it doesn't look the exact same as the blue on the lower lash line. For the top lashes, I'm going to go into the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Mascara, and we're going to do like 2 to 3 coats of this, just because I always love to have a nice full lash in front of bold eyeshadow colors. I just feel like that helps complete the look. But I'm just doing this on the top lashes because I really want to try out that brown mascara on the lower lashes. I think it'll look really cool. Okay, I'm just feeling like the lower lash line needs a little bit more. So I'm going in with the shade that I haven't used yet. This one right here called Mac and Cheese. How cute is that? And I'm just running this right underneath the blue and the green. And I'm kind of buffing it pretty low and connecting it to these existing shades out here. I'm adding more green to the lower lash line because I feel like that kind of buffed away a little bit of it. I'm obsessed with this color. It's so cool. Okay, cool. Let's go into this e.l.f. and Jkissa mascara. Okay, look at this color. I opened one of these up at the party and I was just so excited to put this on my eyes. Look at that color. It's so cool. Like, this is such a statement on its own. I truly feel like it would be gorgeous to just have a really simple eye look going and then a ton of this mascara on. Oh, that'd be so pretty. So I'm just wiping off the excess because I feel like there's quite a bit on this brush. And since we're just doing the lower lashes, we don't need a ton of product on the brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to the lower lashes. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can, but I'm truly obsessed with how it defines the lashes, but it does something different. And it's also light enough to where it didn't take away from everything that I have going on the lower lash line, which I think is really cool. All right, I'm gonna wait for the mascara to dry and then we will dust away any mascara marks. Let's warm up the complexion. I'm gonna go into the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It Bronzer. And let's just go ahead and warm and sculpt the face with this. I'm just going to take a bit of a fluffier brush to do this so that we kind of get an all over warmth. And then after I've applied a little bit of bronzer, I always love to take the brush that I used to set the foundation and I just blend everything together. I just feel like that step makes every bronzer, no matter what foundation I'm wearing, it just makes everything blend way better together, so I never forget to do that step. I'm also taking the bronzer down the neck a little bit. Let's remove the foundation on the lips. I feel like that's gonna bring so much life back to my face. All right, let's go into blush. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Color Icon Apricot in the Middle blush. I just found a bunch of like my Wet n Wild products, so it's been a while since I've used this blush as well. There's a little bit of a shimmer to it. but it's a nice neutral apricot color. So I think it'll look really nice with this colorful eye. I'm just gonna go ahead and smile a little bit and just apply that to the apples of the cheeks. Okay, I'm really excited to try this out. I'm gonna be using this shade right here called 23 as my highlighter. It's a nice big pan, so I feel like it's perfect for a highlighter. And let's just go ahead and apply this to the cheeks. Whoa! Wait, that's beautiful. I'm just gonna continue to build it up on the high points of the face, so right here. And I also love to buff it kind of in a C shape right around the brow. You guys know I love to apply it on the front of my cheeks a little bit as well, down the center of the nose a little bit, like that. Wow, it's beautiful as a highlighter. A little bit on the cupid's bow. And I'm gonna take it on a smaller brush, and I'm going to apply it right here underneath the highest point of the brow, just to lift that up a little bit. And then I'm gonna go back over with my brush that I used for translucent powder, just over the entire face to make sure everything is blended again. I'm brushing through the brows again and filling in any sparse areas, just to make sure the brows are still framing the face nicely. I love this eye look so much. I'm taking a little bit more of that sway shade and bringing it up a little bit into the inner portion of that crease. I'm not taking it on the lid as much. It's because I really like how that looks. It's such a cool detail, especially when the light hits it in certain angles. I'm loving this. Well, I just found foundation that splattered on my shirt. Oh man. Okay, I thought I had a drugstore lip liner over here. I can't seem to find it. I still haven't unpacked my beauty room. So I'm gonna go into this Thrive Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Jessie. And I'm just gonna go ahead and line and fill in the lips with this. This is a beautiful kind of pinky nude. Again, since the eyes are very bold, I really wanna keep the lips super neutral. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line and fill in the lips with this. And then I'm gonna go into this Maybelline Shine lipstick in the shade Baddest Beige. And I'm just going to apply this right on top of the lip liner. I'm just kind of pressing that in with my finger to make sure the products are blending together nicely. All right, now I'm taking the brush that we used on this eyelid and I'm just running over everything and brushing away any mascara marks. And I feel like the cheeks need something different. So I'm gonna go grab a blush that I've been obsessed with and I'll be right back. Okay, ever since I did that tutorial where I tried out that Maybelline lipstick last week, I used this blush again. This is something that I've had in my collection for a while. It's the Maybelline Fit Me blush in the shade Pink 25. I can't get enough. I love this so much and this is what the look needs, I feel like. So I'm just going to smile and add a little bit of this to the very apples of the cheeks. I just feel like I need a little bit more pink to the skin. Maybe it's because that foundation was a little bit light. I just feel like for me and my fair skin, I need some like pink right now, and I think this will be perfect. So I'm just gonna keep building that up on the skin. Yes, yes. I can't believe how gorgeous that eyeshadow is as a highlight. It's so pretty. So let's step back and assess the situation. I feel like everything looks really, really good, but of course we're gonna add a little bit more bronzer, mainly to the forehead again, just right here, making sure to kind of get it in the hairline so that it looks natural. Across the nose a little bit. And then I feel like the very inner corner of my eye right here needs a little bit more oomph. So I'm taking the 23 shade, which is that champagne shade that we used as a highlighter. And I'm just gonna layer it there again, just to further intensify that inner corner. All right, to kind of smooth the face, I'm just gonna use this face mist from Glossier. It's just a rose water spray. So it's not necessarily gonna make my makeup last longer, but I feel like it will just kind of smooth everything out, get rid of any powdery looks. So let's just go ahead and spritz this all over. And we use my fan to kind of dry it off. And I like to take my sponge and just kind of press everything down really lightly, especially over the cheek area. I feel like over highlighter, it helps to kind of melt it into the skin. I'm just adding a tad bit more blush across the center of the face. Just with what's left on the brush, I didn't pick up any more product at all. And then I'm going to go ahead and set the brows with the Glossier Boy Brow, and today I'm going to use the shade Blonde. Alright you guys, so that completes this makeup look. I am so beyond happy with how this look turned out. I can't even believe it. Like seriously, looking at this palette like this, I wasn't sure if I would be able to pull off these colors or create something that looked really good, but I feel like she did such a good job creating colors that no matter how you apply them to the eye, when they blend together, they look so good, no matter what color is next to each other. I'm obsessed with how this look turned out. I feel like it's so much more wearable than I even thought it was going to be. And that's a lot for someone like me because again, I'm so familiar with like neutral colors. That's my comfort zone, but honestly, I feel beautiful in these colors. I loved how the formula performed, and it makes it that much better that it's from e.l.f. and it makes it 10 times better that it's something that Jkissa created because again, she's one of my favorite people that I've ever met. To be honest, brand and collaboration aside, These products are so good. I'm so excited about them. Obviously, Jkissa created them, but I just want you to know that like I'm so excited about these products, and I would have been so excited about these products whether Jkissa created them or not. They're that good. They're so awesome. You guys should definitely check them out. I love the price point. It makes me so excited to create. Like this was such a fun collection to play with. I can't wait to keep creating looks with it. Again, I feel like it would be such a gorgeous palette to wear for every day. This highlighter, I'm dying over. It's so beautiful. You could totally just play with these 3 shades and then obviously this highlighter as an everyday look. I can't wait to just wear those browns all over the eyes and then load up this mascara on the top and bottom lashes. I just think that it would be so beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I will have everything linked down below. If you're interested in picking up this collection, I definitely suggest you do. Congratulations again to Jkissa. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. This is gorgeous. You made me feel gorgeous and you made me step out of my comfort zone, and I feel so excited to continue to play with these products. I feel beautiful in this look. So yeah, that's it, you guys. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie. I would love to have you join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays when I post my videos, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I upload. Guys, if you are not subscribed to Jkissa already, her channel is linked down below. Go subscribe to her. She's incredible. She's seriously one of the sweetest people that I've ever met. She's been so supportive of me ever since I met her, and she deserves this more than anyone, and I'm so incredibly happy for her. I'm so proud of her, and I'm obsessed with this collection. So thanks again for coming back to my channel and for watching my videos. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!